my next question to you is about Jainism and Buddhism, which again have been portrayed and projected by some people as being in opposition to Sanatana Dharma. So can you tell us about such distortions and help us understand this better?
Yes, this is very interesting. First of all, again, we have to look at India as a civilization, which is Bharat. Okay. Bharat is mentioned in Rig Veda already, Bharatam Janam. Bharatas as one of the main peoples are there, of the Purus, of the Saraswati. And then we also have this idea of Bharata Varsha, Mahabharata. Buddhists also called India Bharat. Indian civilization we call Bharatiya Sanskriti. And let's go back to the Maurya period, where you had great kings in all these traditions, Hindu, Buddhist, Jain. I think Chandragupta Maurya was a Jain. Ashoka, of course, was a Buddhist. We had a common culture, and these were all connected to dynasties, Ikshwaku, going back to Manu, containing Sri Ram. Buddhists also accept Sri Ram as a Buddha form. So you see that there was a common tradition. They all had practiced the same rituals. They had the Sanskrit. They had the deities. A lot of the iconography is the same. So here I want to mention my contact with the Tibetan Buddhist personally. Dalai Lama has said very clearly, Hindu and Buddhist are twin brothers. He does not see the division there. I was also talking to, or I've heard from Lobsang Sangye, who is the Sikyong of Tibet, president of Tibet in exile. He always says, we Tibetans are the best worshipers of Lord Shiva and the best honors those who honor India, because we have preserved these traditions and we honor the mountains here. And then talking to one of the Buddhist teachers, Lama Semten of the Sarnath, he said that Hindus and Buddhists, they share the same dharmic principles. All these yamas, niyamas, vows of Hindu Buddhist monks are the same. What they have is different philosophies, Atma, Anatma, and yet, even within Buddhism, there are many different philosophies. Even within the Hindu tradition, we have Advaita, Dvaita, we have different deity lines. So we have a diversity of philosophies. But he also raised the point, he said, the Lama Semten said that ultimately, though, the ultimate proof of the knowledge is not philosophy, but practice and samadhi. We all agree that we must reach a state of inner knowing to find that truth. So common culture, some different philosophies. India has always had an open tradition of debate called Tarka. And so everything is questioned and every point of view is gone into. The term Arya is most commonly used by the Buddhist. A Buddha called his tradition Arya Dharma, just as the Vedas did. And I think also the Jains also use the same term. Sanatana Dharma also occurs in Buddhist texts like, I think, Dhammapada is there. Noble truths are Arya Satya. They say that someone should come, a monk should come from a noble family, Arya Kula. Buddhist leaders, Arya Arhat, Arya Sangha. So that whole concept is there. And throughout history, many kings honored both Hindus and Buddhists and supported temples. And Nalanda, the Tibetans also raising this issue of Nalanda, Hindus and Buddhists were there. Shiva was also there. So a common Bharatiya culture was there. The Tibetan and Tantric Buddhism has Ayurveda, they have Jyotish, they have all the Sanskrit mantras, they have deities. So very common practices are there. So different ideas. The difference mainly is, of course, Buddhism spread to other countries, but even Buddhism in Japan has every sort of Hindu deity, Saraswati, Ganesha, even some Brahma, Varuna from the Vedic period. So in the different countries, then people say, oh, Buddhism, Hinduism are different. They're common dharmic traditions. They have the same terms: karma, rebirth, mantra. Zen comes from dhyan, meaning meditation, for example. So common terminology. So we can say, of course, they have their variations, but we don't need to place them at war with one another. That has certainly not been the case. Buddhists have been the great defenders of Bharatiya Sanskriti. And even today, I've met with a number of Buddhist teachers like Upatissa Thera from Sri Lanka. And they're very happy to be connected with the Hindus in India because they need support. They're smaller countries, but the traditions are also there. And even there, Thailand say, oh, Buddhist country, what is Ayodhya? King is called Ram. They have the Vedic rituals, all of that. So there has been distortions there. And I found that some Western scholars like to divide the Buddhist and Hindus more, but we don't find that so much actually in the Asian tradition. And of course, the exception is again the Chinese, because the Chinese, as we know, want to own Buddhism. In fact, now the Chinese have passed a law that Dalai Lama cannot reincarnate in Tibet, in China without the Chinese government approval. I don't know how they're going to enforce that, but that is the situation. So Hindus, Buddhists, Jains, Sikhs are common dharmic traditions, sharing karma, rebirth, all these basic practices, yoga. And we want to have philosophical difference. Minds of people are different, have your own points of view. Things change over time. Many gurus are there. So let us honor that, but we don't need to create a big division over that.
Namaste. We hope you enjoyed this Chitti Media content. Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.